How's it going, fellow nerds? Today we are going to be turning this into these. Welcome to another episode of the Sprue Chronicles. And what we're going to need for this today, we're going to need some glue, something to get rid of the mould lines, and some clippers. Now in this box you've got 95 points worth of units. We are going to be building the two mega Nobz and the big mega armor, because we want to use the grot oiler with him. So that's 95 points in total. It doesn't matter if you make the 3 mega Nobz or you have the big mega armor. And the reason I'm going to be doing that is because once per battle the oiler can give a D3 wound recovery to a model in the unit. So if you're looking to add this to your army, it's going to cost you somewhere in the region of £35 to £40. Might be slightly over that, depends on where you're shopping. If you're going to have a look on Wayland Games, if you're in the UK, it's going to cost you somewhere around £35 mark. Let's get stuck in, shall we? Let's get this box open and get this unit built. There's the oiler's base. Let's get that box out of the way. I don't know why they didn't put it in with the other bases then. That's a bit weird. It's like they packeted it and then went, oh, we forgot to put the other base in. Anyway, we'll get that out of the way. Squash that in the box over there. Get the instructions out. Hopefully you can see this a bit better today. I've removed the cutting mats because I felt like it distracted the eye a little bit with the lines and shapes and drawings all over the place. So I've removed it. Let me know if you prefer it in the comments. If not, maybe I'll bring it back. So it's nice and straightforward. We've got the 3 mega Nobz and this will be the big mech. So those laser things on top, what on earth are they? I do not know what they are, but they look fun and they look extremely lethal. Was that some sort of Tesla? I don't know. Anyway, let's get stuck in and start building these. Let's make sure we don't go wrong, as we quite often do here, because we don't pay attention. Let's get these out of the way, just sling them up over there for now. Let's put the glue at the top, along with the craft knife. I actually remembered something this time, to remove the mould lines. Let's move these instructions so that they're a bit more visible to you, in case you want to see them. In case you buy these loose. So what do we need? 28, 29 and 30. So we've got lots of left arms, lots of right arms. Yeah, okay. Right, let's cut them off then. So we've got 28 is here. And we're off. Surely not one arm per sprue. Looks like it might be. Yes, it is. One arm per sprue. Interesting. That makes me think it might be one mega Nob per sprue. I doubt it though. We fell for that once before. So we've got 33 there as well. Let's cut them off in order so we know which arm goes with which. I don't think it's going to matter too much, but we want to be safe. So we know that that goes with that one. Or does it? I've forgotten already. That was 28, that was 29, that was 30. So that one goes with that. Right. Oh dear. So 32 will be in the middle. Let's try and keep some order so it's just not chaotic. Okay. Now what does it want from me? 36, 37, 38. Oh, so I can choose the weapon, okay. Well, that looks cool, so we'll go with 36. What's that, a flamer? 36, where you at, bruv? Well, I mean, if I can find it, that would be super awesome. There it is. Right, we've got, where'd you go? There you are, 36. So we want 34 and 30, 34 and 34? Okay. And let's hope there's two 34s. Otherwise the instructions are wrong again. There's 34. There isn't another 34 as I thought. The instructions are wrong again. It's 35. Which wasn't too much of an issue to work out, but come on guys, come on. You charge enough for these models. At least get the instructions right, will you? So that goes together like that, right? First bit of glue. First bit of glue of the day, and that's where he finds that his glue's dried up at the end. Same every single time. No matter if I clean it or not. Anyway, we're off. We're on a roll. Let's go. Oh dear, I squashed too much of that out. I shouldn't have squeezed it. I forgot it's full. Right, that's on. Now, we need to stick the flamer dude. Probably want to stick it out the right way though, don't we? Which way does that go? Goes that way. Well, that's not right. Does it go there? Yes, it does. It goes there. On the side, closest to us, where the pipes are. Oh, that looks badass, doesn't it? It's like a double flamer. Anybody remember the old Judge Dredd double whammy? Oh dear, right. Okay, so that's that. Oh no, wait. What's this? 140. No, we don't want bullets coming out of the top, do we? It's a flamer. Why would we want that? I don't know. Let's have a look. 140. Little bullety looking things. I don't think we want that. I don't know why you would. Yeah, I'm not doing that. It's just a little, it's like shotgun shells. Nope, not putting it on there. Doesn't make sense. Unless it's like, what's that weapon called that fires out the like flaming shotgun shots, like dragon something or other? Absolutely devastating weapon on Call of Duty. I guess we'll pick another weapon then. It's got to be this rockety type. Hold on, what's this? What if that's a flamer? What's that one? I don't know. But we're going with a rockety looking thing because, you know, why not? Let's have missiles firing out everywhere, shall we? I'm going to get these sprues just out of the way over here. So I've got more room to work with over here. Uh, 47. Let's see, count how many seconds. I found it. No, you don't even get a chance to count. It's like some sort of countdown conundrum. Right, so we need 44 and 45 this time. See, this is labelled correctly. What? Don't get me started. Or 39 and 40, I suppose, but it doesn't really matter. They all look the same. So let's go with. Actually, no, they don't look the same, do they? It's got rope around. Has that got rope around? It's got rope around it as well. That one hasn't, though. Oh, have we made a mistake here? We might have done, you know, already. That should have been 39 and 40. Well, I mean, it's. That's got bullets coming out of it. I've done this wrong, I think, already. What a nerd. Let's take that off. Is that going to come off without breaking? Yes, it will. So I needed 39 for that. Yeesh. Well, it's not on that one, is it? It's going to be on one of these. And they'll be over here. So what was it? 39 and 40. What? These sprues are literally all over the place on this model. Right, there's 40. But it's right next door to 41. Oh, that's because we can do that. Right, okay. So hold on, that wasn't wrong then. Because that is 34. And that is 35. It would be nice if they showed you it like round the other way as well. So I can only see like one side of it. So that's obviously... So that wasn't wrong. Okay. Well, I guess we can put that back together then. What? Oh well, it came apart easy. It'll go back on easy, won't it? Luckily it wasn't dried on. Anyway. I'm going to stop fiddling with that now. Just going to leave that to dry there. Right, so we want 39 and 40. Well, there's 40. Still don't understand this really. Because... Hold up. So we can't use that with this. We want the double missile. Let's just put the single missile up there. Double missiles here. So that'll be 42, right? Yes. So double. Hello. Right, so we got that one, which goes that way. Then we've got 40. So we need to find 39 now. 39. Where are you at, bro? Where are you hiding? There you are. These are like a right mishmash of weapons, aren't they? It's like they've just chucked them all together. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest, being as we are talking about orcs here. And they do just kind of slap everything together and it just miraculously works. Because they think it does. So funny. That's why I love orcs so much. Right, that goes... does it go that way or that way? It goes that way, doesn't it? Yes, it does. We've got a hole at the back for some reason. I would imagine it's because something goes in that hole later. Hello. We've got a big bit of sprue that we missed there. Let's get that cut off. Now we're rolling. Now we're cooking. Oh, that looks cool as well. They're definitely like a mishmash because it's got bullets at the back. Looks like a flamer. This has got some sort of shotgun-y type shells and then bloody missiles at the front. Loving this. I think we'll go with the big rocket as well because it's already cut off. I don't know if this is the Meta or not. I actually didn't look it up this week. Sometimes I do. I say this week, this time. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm not too bothered by it. I just want the coolest looking unit. So there. So what do we need? We need 44 and 45. So there's 40. Get off. There's a bit of plastic on the sprue cutters. That looks pretty cool. What do I need? 45. That was up here, wasn't it? Where was it? There it was. There it is even. Get those glued together. That's going to go on like that, isn't it? No, it's not going to go on like that. Yes, it is going to go on like that. What? There we go. Why was that being fiddly? Beautiful. And then stick the rockets on the front. The rocket, I should say. Not the small furry guardian of the galaxy. Oh no, it fell off. Don't fall off. Stay there. I need you. I need you to stay there. There we go. Don't be a jerk. Right, they're done. What the heck are these things? Some sort of angle grinders. 61 and 62. If I can find them. Yeah, but help if I had it up the right way so I could see the numbers. Where are you? You are not there. Are they on this? Oh, they're on this one. Let's see. Oh, wait, do we have a choice? What are these? What are those? Surely we get to choose between all of those. Do we not? No? Okay. Well, I like the big one anyway, so let's go with a big spinny. A big spinny blade. We'll start there. So 61 and 62 is hopefully nearby. Yes it is, right next door. That's what we'd like to see. Does that go to that? Yes. Derp. Okay, so there's that one. 65 and 66. It looks like they've got different choices because these are all. I'll put them all together and I'll pick later. How about that? 65 and 66. What? 63 is there. 65 is the little one, which doesn't appear to be. Ah, there it is. That's it there. I thought it was 113, but that's that one. So what's that one? 65, so we need 66. That was right next door, okay. Get those glued together. I really hope this does help you to see better, guys. The lack of matte. I wonder why they've done that then with the twin blade. I guess it looks cool. And then 69 and 70. That gives us a good mix as well, I think. We've got all three of the choppy spinnies, which is of course the actual name for them. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. Everybody knows they're called choppy spinnies. Such a nerd. There we go. Yeah, that gives us a good mix, I think. That's nice. Right, 50 and 49 and 50. They're going to be easy to find. There's a lot of like kind of preparing before you're actually putting on the body and stuff, isn't there? What was I looking for? Got sidetracked there. 49 and 50. 49 and 50. Well, there's 50. So we need 49 then. That's some sort of bladed fist. That's right next door. Let's glue that together. I'll use the blade as a handle, why not? Superb. 53 and 54. I don't think they're on that one. No, I don't see them. There's 54. Well, that was actually 53 by the looks of it. This is 54. Oh, hello. Why is that not cut? Nice and easy to put together as well. Hey, I've left a big bit of sprue on there that I'm not happy with at all. I have to get this out actually. Be careful when you're doing this, guys, and don't cut your fingers. There we go, that's that off. Yeah, nice. Probably did that the wrong way, you know, pushing it towards my finger. But the finger was below the edge, so... what do we need now? We need 57 and 58. 57 and 58. I don't know where they are. 57 and 58. There they are. Is that 58 there? And that's 57, yes, right. What the heck? These cutters are being weak today. There we go. Maybe I'm just not pushing hard enough. Trying to be too delicate. I did give them a clean. Perhaps they need another clean, just to get the excess plastic off the end. Right, onto the bodies then, I guess. 1 and 2, nice and easy, he says, and then tries to find them. Fails miserably on 2 of the sprues, and finds it on the 3rd. I'm looking at these. I think I made too many weapons here. Although I did see on the box that the weapons look like they should do. So, what was that? That was 1. So I stopped panicking a little bit. Stop your panicking. Right, we need to glue those together. Now let's make sure we're gluing them the right way, shall we? Because I have a habit of gluing stuff in the wrong way, freaking out, and then having to scramble to salvage it. So that goes across the top there, and there's a little bit of connector down the bottom. I wonder if this one's going to forget to tell me to put the orks in it. I think it's pretty much just their heads though, isn't it? Looks like it goes on there probably. Right, we need 3 and 4. That is sticky. Stay there, stop rolling over. 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. You know, I've just realised my air conditioner is on. It's probably quite loud. Let me turn it off. That's probably better, isn't it? 3 and 4. Oh, the other one was 4, this is 3. Now then. Now then, now then, now then. That goes on that side by the look of it. Yeah, buddy. I'm wondering whether you can hear that bird going nutty outside. You ever start doing something like recording and then just everybody decides that this is the perfect time for them to start being noisy? Let's have a little bit of decorum, shall we? I do live on the seafront though, so can't really stop the... what's going on there? Does that go in like that, or is it? Have I pushed that in too far? I think I might have pushed that in too far, you know. Let me just nudge that out a little bit. Yeah, okay, we'll leave it like that. What the heck? Why does that not go on there? That definitely goes on that side. Why doesn't this fit that side? Oh, it does. It has to come forward more. So that has to go in. Wait, what? That is not going on there. It just does not want to at all. And that glue is drying really quickly today. I think it's because of the heat here. It's like 32 degrees Celsius here today. Which may not sound like a lot, but it's pretty freaking warm for the UK. Why is that not fitting on there? Okay, so I figured it out. This is really, really weirdly designed. So you've got to like hook it in the bottom and then hinge it around. Otherwise it doesn't fit. So like literally got to put that in there and then like hinge it around so that it's on the inside. Like that. I don't know if you can see that. So I've had to put it in and under. Whereas this is just kind of saying push it on. That's not right. It needs to be hinged and pulled out and in. It's yeah, that's why I couldn't get it on. You can see it's like this leg part here has to go behind there, so it's in. Yeah, anyway, that's I mean, it took me a couple of minutes to figure it out, but it's not the end of the world. And then just make sure it's all neatly pushed in. It's resulted in a lot of kind of glue marks and fingerprints, which I'm not best chuffed about, but we find solutions here and answers to questions. That's gonna need a little bit of tidying up once it comes to gluing this. It's not too bad. It's not good either, but there's lots of fingerprints on that. I'm gonna have to sand it down, I think. Just tidy it up a bit. Anyway, yeah, that was problematic. Right, what do I need now? Let's move on. 5 for the left side. All over the place, these sprues. 5. So we need 7 and 8. There's 7. And finally 8. Just there. So 7 and 8 need to be glued together, right? How do they go together? Like that. What? I feel like this is some sort of joke. Oh, there we go, like that. I feel like these instructions are winding me up today. It's like they're teasing me, like, see if you can figure this one out, pal. So that goes like that. That's not very flush though, is it? And it's not very flush because there's a bit of sprue on the inside there that's obstructing it, so that needs to be trimmed off. There we go. Now that should be more flush, and it is more flush. Lovely. Still not perfect though. So that goes on that leg. Hopefully this is a bit easier to figure out. You'd think it would be. There we go, it goes that way. Right, okay. Let's stab a little bit of glue on there. That'll hide a little bit of the mess we made earlier. Say we, me. The mess I made. I'll hold my hands up. That's fully my responsibility. Fully my mistakes. That goes on. Probably don't want to put the weapon where his leg should be, do I? So that's going to go there like that, right? Okay. Hide a bit of the mess we made over here as well. Lovely. Now we need... What the heck? Looks like you're going to add 2 testicles on. 117. It's organised chaos over here. What else do I need? The feet are 6 and 7. So if I see 6 and 7 or 117. 6 and 7 or 117. So we've got 119 down here. 114, 113. But of course it's not there. Might actually be easy just to look for the two skulls. Well, there's 2 more feet over there. I think it's on the first bloody sprue that I had in my hands. It is as well. Jesus, mate, what is wrong with me today? Let's dive. Where'd that go? Get back here. Get back here, skull testicles. Well, the feet... Well, they're 6, and it's saying it should be 6 and 7, but we've got 6 and 9 right next to each other. Does that mean the instructions are wrong again? So we've got 6, which would be that foot. And then it's telling us it wants 7. 25, 27 are the other feet. I think it's wrong again, you know, the instructions. And we've got 15 and 18. There's only... What's the only foot? So 9 it is then. Yeah, I'm not making this up. 9. Right, anyway, let's stick his skull testicles on. That goes on here. They've definitely done that on purpose. You've got to laugh, haven't you? Because I think that's hilarious. If I can make it stick. There we go. Oh dear. I do have a very childish sense of humour sometimes. That's not going on because the sprue needs trimming down. Of course, that's got to be on as well, hasn't it? Lovely, we're getting there with this one. We're getting there. Now it wants it stuck onto the base, so I guess we'll do that. Plonk. Right, that's the body of that one for now. We're going to put him out of the way up here. And we're going to make the next one. So we need the body. What body do we need? 10 and 11. That's over here. I would imagine this is going to be the same again. I'm going to have to kind of hook and turn that other leg. Maybe I'll be able to show you a bit clearer on this one. Where are we? So we need 12 and 13. So that was 12, so that's going to go that side. $13. So this side's going to go on nice and easy, just like the other one did. Now this one, yeah, it's the same trick. You're going to have to kind of like wedge it down because it doesn't fit properly. It has to go in and under, and then you have to kind of hook it out. It's very, very bizarre how they've designed that. I'm getting glue bloody everywhere with this model. Very, very bizarre. I'm not really quite sure why they've done that, but you have to go in at the bottom, so like almost behind that leg, and then hook it around and kind of push it and click it and jiggle it around, because it just does not go flush at all. Unless I'm doing this completely wrong. I'm not. There's no other way to get that in there. It's literally impossible. What it might be better to do is actually glue this on first, because I'm having trouble getting that to go flush, and I don't know why. There's a bit of sprue there, perhaps that's getting in the way. I've overdone that a little bit, but yeah, it's still not going flush. Not a fan of the design of these at all. Yeah, there's literally nothing that's stopping that now, other than it just being a bit of a poorly designed. A bit poorly designed. So I'm going to have to hold that together, otherwise that's just going to come apart. But make sure I don't push the other side too hard, because otherwise it's going to push in. 14, 16 and 17. Will we find them straight? Oh, look at that. 14. 16. 17. And the feet are all there as well by the looks of things. At least we're going to know how to push these together now. Be nice and easy. He says. There's the wrong bit, his hand. Don't! What feet does it want? 15 and 18. Right next to each other and labelled correctly. That is what we like to see. Now we're not going to make the same mistake, so we're going to make sure that that sprue is nice and shaved level before we try and stick those feet on again. That was massively out. I've got fingerprints all over this one as well. Not impressed with myself today, but it's fixable. That's the important thing. So it's not the end of the world. That is going to need some tidying up though, isn't it? I just headbutted my light, which in turn probably knocked the camera. Let's get him on his base. I mean, that's tidied it up a little bit there, just gently scraping the crafting knife across it. It's just taking that excess glue off the top, which is what's causing the fingerprint really. Once that's primed, you won't even be able to see it. And even if you can, battle damage, as they say. So don't stress yourselves about it if you do that as well. That foot is not straight. Why is that not straight? It's like wonky. There we go. That's better. I'm going to put you up there. And we're going to make the next body, which shouldn't be difficult to find because it's the only one. I'm absolutely convinced somebody somewhere has sent a message out saying, hey, Nick's recording, let's all just go mental. We've got somebody angle grinding outside now and a dog going mental at them. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but hopefully not. You've got to laugh. This is what comes when you're living in a city. Right, those two are together. Now we need the legs, which I'm kind of hoping are on here. Is it 21 and 22? Yes, it is. I say the legs. We don't need the legs yet. We need the sides of the body again, so I can wrestle with these for a bit. Where did I put the other one? There it is. Right, let's wrestle with these, shall we? I might put this one on first this time. Whoa, there is a big bit of sprue that I've missed there. Let's tidy that up first, because we don't want that in the way when it comes to putting the leg on. I think that's pretty much that's sorted. This one, wasn't it? Yeah, again, it's the going behind. There's also a little bit of sprue there, which we want off. We don't want anything obstructing this at all, because it's going to make it infinitely easier. Because this is a bit of a fiddly piece. And there goes my dog. Yeah, I had to hold that for quite some time. I think these might be the most poorly designed models that I've put together with Warhammer so far. Usually they're really good. There's been a few that were finicky. I can't remember the other ones. I think it was the it might have been the Nobz, actually. The ork Nobz. No, it wasn't those. It was the what was it? It was the other ones in the armour, the mega. What was it? I can't remember what they were called. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving swiftly on, we're going to put the other side on. But just like that's so much easier. Why is the other side not designed like this? Just push it on. It's done. It's on. Lovely. Beautiful. Fits together wonderfully. Okay, we need the legs. Got a cable over here that keeps getting in the way. Let's right, where's the legs? Where's the legs? Where are the legs? They're not on that one. I have a suspicion they might be on the one in my left hand that I was looking at originally and just didn't see them, because I'm sure I'm half blind. Right, there's one of them. I can't remember what number that was now. Was it 26, wasn't it? Yes. Yes, it was. So that's going to go on that side. And then we're going to need 23 and 24. 24 is there. And there's 23. We'll get those glued together first, shall we? Before we start messing around with the other leg. Is that nice and flush? It seems to be. Just mulling over in my head which model to build next. Got so many of them to pick from. I think I might do the combat patrol, the ork combat patrol with the squigs. Not decided yet though, so that could change. I've also got Gazgul Thracker to do, and the one whose name I can never remember on the motorbike, the new one, Wazdaka Gutsmek. Was that his name? Wazdaka Gutsmek? I think that's right. I don't know. I'll mull it over. I've also got the Armageddon, the Orc Armageddon. Well, that's what they call them now, isn't it? Armageddon box. It's the old combat patrols. They changed the name of them for some reason, which makes me think the new Hatchet part works, because the combat patrols are coming to an end soon, aren't they? I think I've got 8 more issues to be delivered. That makes me think they're going to change the name of that to Armageddon as well. That's going to be very confusing. So we'll have the Armageddon, the big box set, which I believe comes out just June. I can't remember. It wasn't at the top of my head. I think it's June 20th or something, June 26th, something like that, somewhere around there. I know it's still got quite a time to go at the time of recording this. I think we've got a good 3 weeks to wait. Right, that can sit on there. And we'll slide you to the back. I've just realised I forgot to stick 118 on my man to cover up his crutch, his family jewels. So that was 119. So that's for you, my man. Where's 118? Looks like some sort of chain, doesn't it? There it is. So that goes on this one. Where does that glue then? Is it either side of his frame? Yes, that would have been infinitely easier to put on if he wasn't on his stand, which is why I should have paid attention. So that's going to go there and there, right? Yes, okay. There's way too much glue. I am going to be sneaky and use the clippers. That might give me the angle to just put them in there like that. Almost. That'll do it. Same with this one. Yeah, this one's going to be even more difficult. I don't think the grippers will go that wide. The clippers, oh, they do go that wide, okay. I got dead lucky with that. I really don't want to touch that again, but it does need adjusting a little bit there. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know why I blew on that then, but hopefully that will stay and that won't come off. And the glue, the fact I blew on it was the finishing magical touch. Got 6 heads to choose from. Definitely having 108 and 109 because they've got the eye thingies, and 106 as well. Right, what we got here? So we've got the thing with his eye, over his eye. It looks like some sort of like targeting system. We love that. So there, you're there. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that dude's head. And we've got the other targeting thing over the eye. It looks. Oh no, where did that go? Right under my table. There we go. We're back. They look like cyborgs almost, or like what's that? Last Action? No, not Last Action Hero. What's that film? Universal Soldier is the one I was thinking of. Now then, where's the other head? What do we want? Oh! Hold on a minute. We did not see this head. This head is way cooler. This is probably the big dude. Let's have a look. Let's go back to the beginning. It is the big dude. Right, well, we're definitely having that one. So forget about the other heads. They can go in the spares. We've got the 3 heads we're having. I think my man with the tester skulls is going to be my my big boss man. So we're going to stick you on there because we want that cool head. That looks badass. I don't know why, but the Universal Soldier over the Bright Eye is calling out to me next. So you're going on there. And then the last one with the cloth now falling off because I didn't hold it there. Amazing. That's going to need a very minor adjustment. Hopefully we can just knock that back into place. No, we can't. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, left eye's going on the last one. Beautiful. With his big teeth. Right, what have we got now? We need to pick some of these things. But what's he got on his back though? I'm thinking maybe we don't pick one for him. Not till we at least see. I can't see anything stuck on the back, so we won't be picking one for him. Well, 115 looks good to me. And it looks like it goes with my one of these. Well, actually, maybe not. I was thinking 115 would go good with Testy Skulls, but if he's going to be the boss man, which I keep forgetting the name, the Big Meg, Mega Nobz Big Meg. I think we'll probably. But I don't care. I like it. Stick it on one of the other ones. If I can find it. Where is it? What? Oh, there. Now then, where does that go? Does it just sit on the top like that? Oh, it's got a Space Marine helmet on it as well. I didn't even notice that. That's awesome. I like that. Which Space Marine should we... Which chapter should we paint that? I feel like we've got to go with... which one do they hate the most? I don't really think they particularly hold grudges, do they? Just all of them. That's needs a bit of shaving. That's being a bit problematic. I love the fact that it's got a Space Marine helmet on. If I can get that to stick, it would be ace. There we go. Lovely. What's the other one that we should pick? I quite like this one with the skull on. 111. I'm going with a bit of a skull theme. 111, where you at? Don't hide from me. There you are. I can't remember if I've mentioned this in another video, but I bought a 3D printer. It still hasn't arrived. It was supposed to arrive today. I went for the Elegoo Saturn IV Ultra. I asked for some advice from some people. Social media was a bit of a help as well. Threads, which I've got an account on there. If you've not heard me mention it before, if you're not following me on Threads, maybe go follow me on Threads. You'll see lots of different content on there. That's mostly where I put the stuff that I paint. Although I am working on a painting video. Upload that to the channel and see how that does. See if you guys enjoy that. So this is going to go on this guy over here then, right? Yeah, so I went with the Elegoo Saturn IV. Where the heck does this go? I guess just sits on there like that. It's not very flush though. I think it goes a little bit further forward. Ah, okay, yeah, I see. Tickly nose. I said I see, and then I moved it, and now I can't remember where it went. Yes, forgot what I was saying. Elegoo Saturn IV, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that and trying my hand at 3D printing. I almost said 3D painting. I would be terrible at 3D paint, although I suppose these are technically 3D painting. 3D miniature painting. I would be terrible at that. Painting. I have no doubt in my mind I'd be terrible at that. Practice makes perfect though, as they say. Right, what's 74, 75. Do I like the grilled? I quite like the grilled. I might not put them on. Are they optional? The shield means optional, right? Choice of parts. I quite like the fact you can see their faces, but they don't feel like they're complete without. No, we're gonna have to put them on. I'll probably go with these two. Maybe I'll go with the grilled one because it looks very different. The other two look quite similar. Yeah, we're gonna go with the grill. Let's just throw the instructions over there. 73, 74, 75. None of which are on that sprue. Don't forget to build my little man as well. Still on the sprue on his own. Right, we've got 73. Thankfully 74 and 75 are right next to it, so it's going to be easy. Now we need to assemble this. Should be pretty straightforward, shouldn't it? So that's going to go on that side. Yeah. I'm getting glue bloody everywhere. It's all over my fingers, my fingernails. Oh, and I'm about to get more on. There we go. Right. That's on there, don't touch it. Gosh, got it all over me. These are so fiddly. Do I need one over my main man's face as well? I can't remember. I don't think he has one over his face. No, he doesn't. So we'll have his face on display. So these now glue onto the side of the frame. So let's go with this one. And that's going to go just below his jaw, right? God. There we go. Let's make sure that's in position properly. There we go. Love that. I'm such a child. Oh God, I do love these. Right. Which one of these two, 76 or 79? I think I like 70. Let's have a look at the jaw part first. Yeah, we like 79 better. So we're going with 79. So 80 and 81. Oh, they're right next door. That's convenient. Let's get that glued together and shoved on his mush. Gently turn that around. I don't want to apply too much pressure. This is going to make this... Sometimes I should just leave it to dry a little bit, I think. Ow, balls. There we go. Ah, my finger's stuck to it. Right. I need to push it down a little bit. There we go. And that's going to need to be plonked on his face. Well, not on his face, but you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. No more glue on the fingers, please. And like so. Oh, that actually went. Oh, and then I had to fiddle with it, didn't I? That actually went on perfect the first time, so I'm not even going to touch it anymore. I'm just going to put him back there and leave him to chill out with no arms. Now then, this is where the fun begins, because this is where we get to pick out of all of the weapons we built earlier what we're going to stick on them. Well, we're definitely going with those 3 guns on the left arm, so that's sorted. And I think we're probably going to go for the blades. Do they go on the other arms though? Are we allowed to do that? I think we are. They've got claws and blades and all sorts all over the place over here. Well, we can only pick 2 of those weapons, I think. Can we pick one of those weapons for the big man? He's got some sort of like power claw, which I haven't seen. I guess that's going to be later. So what's he got? He's got some sort of weird power claw on his left arm, it looks like, and I don't really know what that weapon is on the right arm. I think it's this thing over here. Where is it? I think it's this thing. So we're going to have to pick. Okay, I think we're going to eliminate the single rocket. Stick with the twin rocket. It's looking like the left arm has to be Well, if it can be this one, then surely it can be... Don't care, put them on there. It's come at me, bro. If they're wrong, somebody can be a rule Nazi. Let's stick the arms on, because I've messed them all up. But I don't think it matters too much. What's happened here? That one goes there. I don't think we're I think we're alright. I think we're gonna be alright. But let's stick some arms on, shall we? I don't want them to be like aiming at the ground or the sky either, so I think I might have to be careful with the way I position them. Hopefully I don't muff it up. I guess I'll find out. If we're quite quick, I should be able to manipulate them still by the time the weapons go on. So it shouldn't be too problematic. Although the glue is drying super fast today because of the heat. Right, so first one we need to think about. This is the boss man, so we're not putting a weapon on him because we need to get this cut off. That's going to have two parts, I think. Yes, now what goes on that? That's the question. Let's figure that out pretty quickly. So that would be 82, which I've just cut off, and it goes with 83, which is right next door, which is nice and simple. So let's get that glued on there. And then we're in a position to see where that goes on the arm, where it's looking to aim. Because that's going to go on there. That's glued, of course. Fool. In fact, let's get it on. That looks bad ass. Bro, these actually look really cool. There is a bit to go on the front of that as well. But I just wanted the gun on. I wanted to see where it's going to aim. I'm going to do the same with the other two as well. So, excuse me. Oh, that is not going on easy. Oh, the arm's coming off as well. Why is that not going on there? Oh, that needs a bit of manipulation, that. There we go. Yowza. Hopefully this one goes on a bit easier. Maybe I'll give it a bit of time to soften up the plastic and get glue all over my desk. Yeah, that one went on much easier, just giving it a couple of seconds. Okay. See, to me, that looks like it goes on the right arm because the cover is at the top. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, that doesn't matter because it can go on either way. This is going on. I don't care. Let's go on this guy. See, this guy's got two. He's got one on each arm. So, can you see that? Yes, you can. So he's got two of these. The double blade. One on each arm. So maybe there's left-handed ones and right-handed ones then. Yeah, so this one is actually that would be his left hand, yeah. Because the cover will be at the top, as you can see. Cover's at the top. But with that one, cover's at the top if it's on the other arm, unless... Yeah, you just can't do it the other way. So this is for that arm. Right, okay. Well, that's a spare then. We'll put that out of the way so we're not getting confused. So we need the other side of that now, which is where? Let's come back a little bit. That's actually not on there, which is interesting. I guess we can use one of these. Like, would that go on there? Yeah, that'll fit perfectly. 64. Yeah, that fits perfectly. In fact, that's a good time to just glue that straight on because it's still loose and it'll be able to come apart a little bit, which will enable it to go on the peg much easier. There we go. We've got a drill and a flamer and a machine gun. Absolute unit, ready for battle. And then we're going to put the chain arm, the chainsaw's arm on this dude. Is that going to manipulate easily on there, or am I going to have to? No, I'm going to have to let that melt a little bit as well. I am a little bit gutted that we didn't get the single missile on as well. Going to put that out of the way, and the double and the claws. Let's get them out of the way as well for now. I don't think we need any of those anymore, but we did want the big mech as well. So that is those two done, as far as I can tell. Apart from these little bits that can go on. So 142, 143 or 144. They look like some sort of turret on the top. I don't think it matters too much because they all look exactly the same, so we'll just go with these two because they're right next to each other. And then we will just plonk them on top. Is that going to need trimming? I think that needs shaving a little bit. And that's right on the edge, so I'm going to get my finger out of the way and just gently push that blade across. There we go, just shave that little tiny bit off. And then where does that go? Just on the side a little bit, it looks. Just off center. Like that. Not that far though, because that's right off the top. So we want it just a little bit over. In fact, I'm going to put that the other side because I don't want to obstruct that Space Marine helmet. I want to be able to see that, and I'm also going to put it at a very, very slight angle so it's not just pointing straight forward. I think these things that point straight forward look a bit too uniform. Kind of, in my opinion, it takes away from the personality of the unit a little bit. Not always. Sometimes it needs to be straight. I do that on my tanks. I like the big main turret to be like deadly straight. And this one we're going to drop over there. This one we're going to put over to the side, the opposite side, because I want to be able to see that skull. And that one I'm actually going to do slightly more straight. And I've got glue on the leather, which is not ideal. Right, while we've got the base there, and the sprue was at hand, I'm going to cut the oil, I forgot his name, the little runt. I'm going to cut him off, and we'll put him together. Just because he's here, might as well, eh? Let's stick his head on first, I think. His little welder mask. What a legend. Always dropping these little fiddly bits. His welding thingy. That's hilarious. Make sure his arm's up at the right angle so the hose matches up with that bit at the back there. I should probably have put a little bit of glue on that as well, but he's holding a squig under his arm as well, I've just noticed. That's freaking hilarious. I just want to make sure there's nothing else that goes on his base with him. No, there's not. Right, the little man's on his stand. Stick him over there. And it's time to start on the boss man, isn't it? So, we need to put his weapons together. 96, 97, 92, 93, 100, 101. Let's hope that they're all relatively close. Oh, they are. So we need 96 and 97 first. We'll get them snipped off and glued together. We'll be sensible about it and do it one stage at a time. That's going to go like that, isn't it? Yes, it is. That sprue needs tidying up though, doesn't it? I'm just thinking, I've got a big mech, haven't I? I built a big mech a little while ago. There's a video of that if you're interested in watching it. The proper big mech. So we'll have two big mechs in the army. Why not, eh? Oh, well, there we go. That was being a bit fiddly. Well, we got 92, 93. Always dropping stuff on. I feel like I should sit further forward, maybe, so that I'm more on the desk. Or more at the desk. I do sit quite far back, I suppose. I'll just throw it down on there anyway. Just had a little time out there because I had a delivery arrive. What I was talking about earlier, the 3D printer has arrived. Looking forward to getting that all sorted out and put on the side and set up. I fully intend on printing out a HeroQuest board, the whole board. Big fan of HeroQuest, have been since I was a kid. That was the closest I got to Warhammer, I think, as a kid. And Dungeons and Dragons was HeroQuest and Space Crusade. If anybody remembers those, if you don't, check them out. They're actually really fun games to play. Really good introductory games for D&D and Warhammer 40,000. They're very, very dumbed down versions. Very easy to learn. Very good for getting the kids involved. We play that quite regularly here. My brother brings his kids over, my niece and nephew, and they play with us. Me, my brother, my sister, my niece and nephew, and sometimes my mum even joins in. Right, so that's the 3 weapons that go on top. So that's going to be the big one in the middle, and then the smaller ones to the sides. So we need to find... We don't need to find them at all because they're right under our eyes. What's happened there? There we go. So I want to cut the small ones off first. In fact, we'll just cut all 3 of them off because it's not going to be difficult to tell which one goes where. Because the big one obviously goes on the big one. Right, so what side do they go on? They go on that side by the look of things. Not like that though. Yes, they do go like that though. But there's still a little bit of sprue there that's being problematic. So we're going to carefully shave that off. That one's probably going to be the same. Yes, it is. I don't want to teach people how to suck eggs, but that's literally a case of just putting the blade flat against a bigger part of that surface and just running it across gently. In case you're wondering how to do that. You probably know better than me. I'm very, very new to this, as I keep telling you. But I am happy to try and help as much as possible. Right, that goes on there. That is not flush at all. Why is that not flush? Yeah, that's not flush at all. I'll put the glue on the bubbles and stick it on. Oh, okay. And now oddly it's gone flush, so. I don't get it. But this one's going to be done slightly differently. I guess maybe the plastic had melted a little bit by the time it came to pushing that back on. That's nice and flush. First time, lovely. That one's not so flush, but it doesn't matter. That's on, lovely. So those 3 are all on that. So we need the frame. Where's the frame? I don't see it. Is it like, oh, it's literally right underneath my eyes. Gah, wakey, wakey, sir. Let's make sure we don't mess this up. Why is that not coming off? Oh, there's one underneath. Lord. Right, okay. So now they're going to go on top, right? How do they go on top? So there's 2 more frames I need to cut off first. 95 and 99, they're literally there. Nice and simple. little half circle with a little tiny hole bit, so that will go in there nicely and snugly. I think they're angled slightly as well, aren't they? So I probably need to make sure they're on the right sides. So that's going to be that side by the looks of things, yes, because they angle slightly inwards. And then that one will be on that side. Like that. Otherwise they would have been angled outwards. We didn't want that. So you need to make sure you get those on the right sides. And then we want them up that way and glued into these. I'm going to give that a second to dry because I don't want to start filling with those whilst they're still gluing, because I'm going to need to push these into those. And the middle one will be fine because it won't be, this part won't move because it's already part of the mould. So we'll do that. We'll do that first. Just push it in like that. Now it's just going to snap in nicely. And I want that facing down, but not on my orc's head. So we'll do it like that. It doesn't want to zap his own, or maybe it does. Maybe it does want to zap his own head off. Let's try the other ones, because that actually didn't require that much pressure. That's a bit more fiddly. And of course it dislodged it. There we go. Is that in? That is in nicely. Okay. Last one. I thought I got lucky there and it just snapped into place straight away, but it didn't. But it did the second time. Let's just angle that down slightly. Nice. Now then, we've got some wiring that needs to go on the back. 103, 104. Let's make sure we don't cut any important parts off, because I nearly did. So that goes across the back of those two, right? And then this one goes across the back of the other side. Let's glue those in. Might as well just stick glue in there, eh? And then we can just whack them on. They do go like that, right? Yes. I think they go... Wait. Because you'd think that... You'd think they would join up to that part up there, right? That makes no sense to me. They go around that way. Gosh, these are really fiddly. Okay, we need a bit of glue on there. That's better. And then this one. Like that. Very fiddly. I'm just going to stick a little bit in there so that will kind of meld those together. And I really should stick a bit there so I can get those two to meld together too. There we go. Doesn't quite line up nicely. Don't really know why. I think these might be the fiddliest models I've ever put together, if I'm being completely honest. It's just bits that don't seem to want to go together particularly well. So like you can see the issue I'm having. So this part, if I line that part up, it pushes this part like right out. And if I kind of line that part up, well, that's the best I can do. It's like kind of line it up. It's not, I don't know whether you can be able to see that. It's just these bits at the top just not lining up quite right. And there's no wiggle room at all. I feel like that's the best I'm going to get out of them, unless I start like waiting for it to melt and then bending it. So that's a good job I've got slightly longer nails, although I do need to cut them. Yes, it's not lining up. I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't want to mess about with it too much. Yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. That's bugging me. Okay, so 9-0. 9-0 is there. So that goes over the back of my man. I guess that's the platform for his weapon to sit on top. I mustn't forget about his weapon, because I didn't finish that, did I? There's a bit to stick on the front still, but we'll get to that. Now, 136 goes on the chest. Where's that? 136, where are you? 136. 137. 136 is there. What even is that? Some sort of machinery. And that goes on his chest, right? How does that go when it goes up that way? That's quite good because that's going to hide some of the fingerprint there that I had to try and shave earlier. Which way does it go when it goes on that way? Well, that's good. We'll put that right in the middle, like that. Now, 89. What is that? Some sort of mask? I don't think I want that. I don't think I want the mask on his face. I want his face to be visible. Yeah, it's like a welder's mask. I mean, I suppose I could have it so that it's like up, but let's have a look at the front. Where was he? He was on that page 2, wasn't he? Yeah, I don't want that. I'm going to leave that off. I mean, it is optional. We can have it down or up. I'm not going to put it on at all. I don't like that. Okay, so where's this claw? So what weapon did we choose? We chose this. We chose this thing, didn't we? That he's got in the front again. No, we didn't. We chose a different thing. What did I even choose? I can't remember. There's definitely something. Well, it looks like there's something missing. Right. So we did stick that on the side. So there's nothing that goes on the front then. I thought it did. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go with the claw arm then. So where is that? Oh, it's there. I'm guessing that just goes straight in. Oh, there's nothing for it to go straight into. So we need 84 and 85. And they're right there. Let's get that glued. I think we'll get that straight on, to be honest. Oh, which side is which? Which is which? So that looks like that goes on the arm, and then the weapon goes in there. Okie doke. Okie dokie. I'm going to angle that claw slightly. Let's glue that up nicely and stick that on there. Perfecto. Which way should we turn that claw? I think like that. Well, that's that. I guess the guns go on the top now. These pew pew lasers. Oh no, we've got this Tesla coil thingy. Or conductor of electricity, whatever that is. And then we'll get that stuck on the top. That's going to need a good trim. We're going to want to make that nice and flat. Right, that looks good to me. There's a little bit there. Actually, there's a little bit the other side as well. feels nice and smooth. Right, there's a little square there, so 158 needs to go in there. Doesn't look like it's on there. 158, where are you? Here we go again. How have I not seen it on those other sprues? Where are you hiding? There's not even that many things left on here anymore, so how am I not seeing it? Okay, so yeah, the reason I can't find 158 is because there is no 158. It's 148, and it's here. Yeah, I really don't understand. There's so many mistakes on these instructions. Like literally they've put a whole number on there that doesn't exist. I'm racking my brain, like looking at it. Well, why can't I find this? Where is it? Goes in there like that. Incredible. Incredibly. It makes you start questioning yourself, like, why can't I see this? What is going on with my brain? Anyway, it doesn't exist, so if you're looking at the instructions, you're looking for 148 there, not 158. So that now goes where? So that goes on top. Wait, hold up. If that goes on top, then where the heck does this go? Because that's supposed to go on top. Is that two different options? I didn't even need to make it, guys. I've made it for no reason. So you can have one or the other on top of there. And we're going to go with these because these were the original plan. So my goodness. So that's going to go on top of there like that. I am wondering. Of course it doesn't stick on. Why would it stick on? I was wondering whether you could get both of them on there, like maybe have that kind of sticking out behind, but you can't. So yes, that's that done. We will put that over there and forget that ever happened. Pulling our hair out because we can't find something we didn't even need. And the last bit would be to make the little man. There's lots of little accessories that we can stick on these guys as well, by the looks of things. There's a few like spiky bits we can put on arms, just to give them a bit more flair. I guess let's start with this guy. Let's stick one on his arm here. Just gives him a bit more character, doesn't it? And I guess that will just stick on there like that. Nice. And what else have we got? There's lots of little bits like this. Don't know what that is. It's a claw. There's lots of spare heads. So you can stick a spare head on one or two. If you've got some other models, quite like that. Quite like that arm guard. We'll stick that on the other one. Put on this one here. Is that going to fit on there? That should just sit on there nicely. No, okay, maybe not. Maybe the other side. There you go, it fits on the other side, lovely. Put it on there. There we go, in fact that looks perfect there. That's probably exactly where it's supposed to go. I'm going to stick them on the rotating display so you guys can see them in all their glory. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Thanks for joining me, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you on the next one.